Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to a Sunday morning meetup in which I discuss the conversations I've been having with other booktubers in the past week, what my reading plans are for the coming week, and what my plans are for this channel. After finally overcoming all the technical issues in getting this channel up and running, I launched my introductory video last Wednesday, and I'm very gratified and encouraged by the positive and warm responses that I've had thus far. I spent the whole of Friday trying to discover a way to include images in my videos. I searched Google and YouTube, downloaded PDFs and editing software, but in the end I had to give up in despair. I was going to ask if anyone knew a really simple way to do it. I'm using camera and photos in Windows 10 to create my videos. I downloaded Shortcut editing software, but the explanations provided on YouTube were too complicated for my technically challenged brain. And they didn't cover the simplest thing I wanted to do, which was to put up images. When lo and behold, Mrs. Morton to the rescue. She put me on the right track, and then together we figured out how photos actually works. And as you will see, I've been able to include some images in my video today. Do you feel bad about buying so many books? Not to worry, Adrian of Strip Coverlit has got you covered. In a recent tag called Daisy's Green Light book tag, he said that buying books is not consumerism. So go ahead, you can buy as many books as you like. Just don't let your partner find out. My approach is to sneak my illicit purchases into my study, hopefully without my wife finding out. If she does, she will inevitably say, "Not another book," as though to imply that I don't need another book. Who was it who said that you can never have too many books? Oh, that would have been me. This week I was discussing a novel by Somerset Maugham with Roz of A Journey Through Books. The title is on the screen. She had seen a copy in her local second-hand bookshop which had a lurid picture of a naked man on the cover, and she was under the impression that it was primarily about sex. In other words, that it was salacious and pornographic. Now, I have read at least 12 novels by Maugham, 3 volumes of short stories, 15 of his plays, and several volumes of his non-fiction, as well as 6 biographies. So I think I know Maugham and his work pretty well. I assured my friend Roz that there is nothing salacious about Maugham's writings, and that the publisher had used a misleading and fraudulent cover as a means to titillate unsuspecting buyers into buying something that they think might be pornographic. The vintage classics and everyman covers have tasteful and appropriate images, and I would recommend those rather than the blatantly exploitative one that Roz encountered. I informed Jason of Old Blues Chapter and Verse that I would be participating in his compilation of the BookTube Top 10s tag now that I have my own channel. I will upload this video next Sunday. I will not only list my top 10 favourite books, but also explain why they are favourites. So ring the notifications bell if you want to find out what they are. There will be some obvious favourites, but also a few not so obvious. In a recent video, Steve Donahue hauled a book from the Brattle bookshop. It was part of the Pax Britannica trilogy by James, now Jan Morris. As I planned to read more about the British Empire in 2019, it was a timely haul, so I immediately decided to buy the trilogy. I read the first couple of chapters of book 1, Heaven's Command, an Imperial Progress, just to get a taste for it, and I was extremely pleased with Jan Morris's style. But before I continue to read it, I wanted to read a couple of other books related to my project. The first book was The Imperial Dream by Edward Grierson, subtitled The British Commonwealth and Empire 1775 to 1969. This was an impressively researched analysis of the rise and fall of British imperialism. I thought it was okay as an overview. Another book I want to read is actually an A-level history book, textbook I should say, which my youngest daughter used for her studies, Britain 1815 to 1918. Again, this was an impressively researched analysis of British imperialism and British politics and political parties ruling during this period. Another book that Steve hauled was Shooting Victoria by Thomas Murphy. Let's get this right. Again, it tied in with my theme of the Victorian era and the British Empire. It is the story of 8 attempts on Queen Victoria's life and looks like a fun read, if attempted murder can be considered fun. But what I'm actually reading at the moment for my British Empire reading project is the first 2 books of the Raj Quartet by Paul Scott, as indicated by my thumbnail. I'm reading them in conjunction with March of the Mammoths, as they come in at 934 pages between them. I'm currently at part 6 of 7 of The Jewel in the Crown. I have several issues with this book, which I plan to discuss more fully in my forthcoming video, Wednesday Interlude. So remember to ring the notifications bell to hear my thoughts on this book. I'm also participating in Steve's read-along of Pride and Prejudice, March Mystery Madness, and a reread-along, all of which I will discuss in Wednesday Interlude. Which brings me to my plans for this channel. I intend to post 2 videos per week. A Sunday morning meetup, like this one, in which I'll discuss views and reviews, tags and TBRs, and on all things miscellaneous. And Wednesday Interlude, which will be a more formally structured video, in which I will discuss my reading progress of the books I've been reading since the previous Wednesday. So that's all folks, and remember to comment, subscribe, like and share, and I'll be back soon with another BookTube video.